Morning, this is Brian. Today is Tuesday, October 4th, 2022, and I'm back at San Clemente Canyon, the Genesee Avenue entrance. And just wanted to see some stuff over here today. I was in Tuxedo Canyon a little earlier. Now I'm here in San Clemente Canyon. Wanted to see maybe if some fall color might be popping up. And it is, indeed. Western poison oak, Toxicodendron diversilobum. Starting to show up very nicely right now. There we go. Here's a small poison oak right here. Look at that. And this one, some of the leaves got 5 leaflets on them. But yeah, if you want to see a really good example of some western poison oak in fall color, check out this. Look at that red. It's starting to change red. We're starting to get some fall colors showing up on our western poison oak. I noticed even this when I was driving on the 52, which is just over this way. I noticed that there was some slight, like some very at the very beginning of some color change. I think even on the sycamores. They're usually a little bit later. It's a slow process with the sycamores. It takes a while. But yeah, there's a little bit of yellowing here and there. But I think our most spectacular plant will be our western poison oak at this time. I'm a big fall color junkie, so and this is the month where things start popping off usually. So let's get close, but not too close to our poison oak. Look at that, starting to turn red. Beautiful. Starting to get some fall colors showing up on it. So I'll probably be showing off a lot of poison oak vines today. Usually what happens with the sycamore trees is that their green starts kind of turning a rusty color before the leaves start yellowing and browning. That's what you see on the sycamore trees around here. Now the toyons are starting to get close to ripening on some of the bushes here. Again, some red poison oak leaves in there, and the toyon palms are starting to turn orange. Because pretty soon they'll be red. Notice so far in this canyon there seems to be a lot more toyons that are getting closer to ripening already. Yeah. Even though toyons are evergreen, they keep their leaves all year. Their fruits could be considered a fall color in a way, because it is a sign of the season. A lot of them are already nice and red here at San Clemente Canyon. The sycamores, they take a little bit longer, but I did see several trees along the 52. The 52 is just right up there, and you can't help but notice the sycamores. I think if I remember correctly, I think there was a population of Rhus aromatica here too, which is a relative and a similar looking plant to poison oak. I want to see if I can find that one. It's near I think near the Cobb Trail intersection. Maybe that one might be changing too, hopefully. Like I said, a lot of these poison oaks here changed earlier because of the dryness. Things they will be partially drought deciduous too. But in the shadier canyons, poison oak will normally start changing color more towards early fall as opposed to summer. But yeah, some of the festive displays here. And you can see a little yellowing on our sycamores already. What happens usually is the leaves will start getting a dusty like color to them, and then they'll change yellow and orangish brown. And there are some places where the sycamore change color is actually quite neat. Remember around what was it, Silverwood Lake in the San Bernardino foot, the northwestern foot of the San Bernardino Mountains. I remember the sycamores over there actually change quite nicely. They kind of give off an orangish brownish hue. But yeah, sycamores are starting to show some leaf change. I'm not sure where that trail comes from. That's not the Cobb Trail. I'm not sure. Maybe that goes up the Finger Canyon. I don't remember that one for some reason. I've been in this canyon so many times. So yep, I'm on the fall color hunt now. Usually in October is when I start getting fall color fever all the time, but it really starts flaring up around this time of the year, because depending on where you go, it starts showing up. Right now is the time to enjoy poison oak. Some poison oak plants will color later too, so you'll get some now, and I've seen them even in November. Some of them, well, a lot of them will be already leafless. Some of them will still have some time to color. So sometimes the ones in the shady, even like the dark, deepest, shadiest places will color later. I'll say the sycamores do look like they're ready. I will admit, some of the sycamores in this area are some of the grandest I've ever seen. Of course, Rose Canyon's got a lot of great specimens there too. Yeah, I'm going to be shooting my camera towards these poison oak plants a lot today. I just love the reds. I love the reds. And here in Southern California, a lot of our fall colors, basically most any shade of yellow, whether it's willows, sycamores, cottonwoods, and our California black oak in the mountains. A lot of the fall color is going to be yellow. So when you get some reds on some plants like poison oak, up in the mountains, creek dogwood, and stuff like that, it's a big treat. Here's a monster sycamore I did an ode video back in May. This one's starting to change a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the Cobb Trail today. Yeah, here's the Rhus aromatica. Here's the skunk bush I was telling you about. It looks a lot like poison oak, and it's related to it. And yes, look at the color change on it. So just like poison oak, it turns that pastel red color. So this is Rhus aromatica. You can check my spotlight from October of last year in the Angeles National Forest, and I did a spotlight on it when it was in fall color. But so you know this is not poison oak that I'm looking at right here. You see those little things at the end of the twigs? Next year's flower buds. Poison oak does not do that. Skunk brush does. Skunk brush is a true sumac. It's a Rhus, so it will preform its flower buds for next year. And if you look carefully at the leaflet, the top leaflet does not have its own little leaf stalk or petiole. Poison oak does. Here's a poison oak right here. You see the difference here. You can see that top leaflet has a stalk on it. So I'm going to follow the Cobb Trail. I've never gone up this one before. It seems like there's more Rhus aromatica around here too. Seems to be more skunk brush or skunk bush. So I'm going to follow the Cobb Trail today. I'll add a layer to my adventure. I don't think I've ever been all the way up the Cobb Trail. Maybe been a short way up it once. This time I'm going to go up to Cobb Drive. There's a little fall color showing up in there too. It's not a native. Trying to figure out what species of Colereteria that is. Yeah, it looks like Colereteria bipinnata. Colereteria bipinnata. Chinese flame tree. Usually those things are very late to change color. Usually they'll still be changing leaves in December and even January. I've never been up this before, so this will be a nice little stretch here. The oaks are not in very good shape, unfortunately. It's just pretty sad. Pretty sad to see them so stressed. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. That's a pretty nice little stretch. This is one of the finger canyons of San Clemente. We're heading up towards Claremont Mesa. I've never been along this before. This is kind of new for me. Figured if I'm here, I may as well add to the adventure a little bit. Go to a spot I've never been to. Some nice coast live oaks here too. Still some decently healthy ones. Right here. This is a Skinus terebinthifolius. It's a Brazilian pepper tree. Those being found here quite often, naturalizing in these canyons. Yeah, some of these older oaks still seem to be doing relatively okay. Even a sycamore in here. We're almost at Cobb Court or Cobb Street. A short little journey here. Not going to bother going up to the street. It's a little suburban neighborhood up there. Right. Yep. Alright, finally went up Cobb Trail. I think there might be a few more of these type of insert trails. One longer one I've been up was the Biltmore Trail. That's the one on the Regents Road side, on the Regents Road east side, like on the stretch of the canyon between Regents and Genesee. Been up that one, and I shot a video of that back in 2019. That was a cool hike. I've been up and down that a few times. Once or twice as a kid, and a couple times since moving back to Southern California from New Jersey. Been up and down that a couple times. This is what I love to see right here. Little coast live oak seedling. Love seeing that, especially with all a lot of the older drought stress trees that are dying. Unfortunately, it still hurts to see that. Believe me, it's nice to see that when these trees produce acorns, we're getting some germination popping up. Because it's going to be it'd be really sad to see us lose all these oaks and not have any younger ones to come back and hopefully replenish the stand of trees. So I'm hoping. A lot of these more mature ones are unfortunately failing on us. Well, I hate to use that term, failing. Dying off. I don't like using that term. It's such a negative connotation. It's a negative event when your trees die off. But, yeah. Coast live oaks trees are a big heritage tree here in San Diego County. And you can be in the middle of a city, a suburban part of a city, and have spots like this. You want to keep them. That's for sure. I mean, I love walking through these woods. It pains me to see these older ones having a rough time. It really does. It's really sad. I wonder what's putzing around in there. It's probably a bird. Probably a bush tit or wren tit or something. Kind of flopping around in the brush. Well, I'll see you on the next clip. I'll see what happens on the next round.